25 things I love about music, and this is a mashup. All right. So number 4, I'm going off the top of my head, so you have to be patient with me. Number 4 is, I think it's a world unifying device. Number 7, it's a universal language. Number 9, it can be connected to all kinds of things. Then moving past ones that I've already posted at this point. Number 12, the math of it. Yes, the math of music. And toward the end of the list, remember, it's a list in no particular order. Okay, we're moving toward the end of the list. I think 20 and 21 talked about the health benefits and the therapy of it and all this sort of stuff. So I was just talking to a gentleman earlier today. Here I'm in Los Angeles recording, and I have a minute. I had a minute to talk, and now I have a minute to share this. So a whole bunch of things came up that made me think about all this, and it included that studies were shown that the energy level of a human being can be brought up. And this guy did some actual studies. He's a documentarian, okay? He does documentary film. And one that he's been currently working on, and some stuff he's previously worked on dealing with healing and health and spirituality and that sort of stuff. Just fascinating. I could go on all day, and he and I obviously already did. Well, not all day, but it was about an hour. So he's also a musician, 2-time Grammy nominated, in fact. So, and he's just our host, by the way, coincidentally, because there's no such thing. But coincidentally, the Airbnb that we, rented, my wife, Megan, and I, here in LA. So he did a measurement of energy in his body in the way they measure it with joules, they call it. And it was at a certain level. And he went and played drums for half an hour, and the energy was popped up. Now, of course, we can go, well, duh, because you're moving around and everything. But it's an energy level of like a positive sort of energy that we have. I don't know enough about it to give a whole lot further explanation of it. But in addition to that, the conversations that we had, and then in fact have been going on in these last couple of days since I've been here at length with other creative people, including my co-producer for the album I'm working on. It's just ongoing conversations lately. And a couple nights ago, before we came here, I had a show. Conversations there were leaning in this direction. What's going on in the world? What do we do about it? That kind of thing. How it's overwhelming. How do we change things, etc. So all these different things that I love about music that I just listed out can be tapped into to give an example of how quickly we can actually find commonality in the world. So, for instance, quantum physics demonstrates, according to something I just learned today, that we don't need 51%, that is a majority of people, to agree on something to implement change. We need 11%. So that bodes poorly if that 11% are a bunch of jagoffs, but that bodes very well if that 11% are like-minded people who care. All right? And so we're going to go with that. So let's look at this simple math, all right, for you. In the U.S., 20% of people, last I checked, are trained in music. So that's not a very high percentage, but that's good enough percentage because of those 20%, if a little bit more than half of that 20% can agree worldwide on implementing change through the language of music, the universal language of music, the world unifying device of music, the math I just implemented, and that we're using it all as therapy and for the health benefits that we get from it because we raise our energy level, etc. You see where I'm going with this? If just the musicians in this country started coming together and saying, yeah, dude, we're down with this. Let's make the world less overwhelming. Let's make it healthier. Let's make it feel good for everybody to be who they are and to exist together, whatever, okay, etc., etc., etc. We can implement change. So a few more people need to pick up some instruments, I think. But that, anyway, is a thing that just obviously bubbled forth in my brain, and I had to get it out. So I hope you're on board. Let's go change the world. Play some music. Peace.